Hello. Hi there. A couple of you found me on Facebook. Hello, hello. Good morning. How is everybody today? Okay. We're going to give it one more minute for people to find me, and then we're going to go ahead and get rolling. Today is Recovery 101. So what that means for me is we're going to take a little bit of time to kind of give our bodies a little bit of love and attention, which we don't often do. Good morning, Shelley. We always tend to think of working out being a really sweaty, grunting and groaning, intense endeavor, and that is really awesome when that's happening. Hi, Catherine. How are you? However, just as important is taking time to take care of your muscles, your joints, find your stabilizing muscles that hold you up all day, and put a little bit of a relaxation in your life as well, focusing on your breathing. A real benefit to giving yourself the time to do these things is actually that you will noticeably see a change in your levels of anxiety at the end of this hour. Your deep breathing, your attention to breathing is going to help you let go of some of that laundry list of things that are in your way right now. And so I don't want you to think about anything except for what your body is feeling like right now and your breathing. That is all you have to think about today. If you'd like to take off your shoes, you absolutely can. We're not going to be doing any kind of jumping around. And we're actually going to start on the ground. So I find it a little bit more comfortable to be shoe-free. Before we get rolling, hi, Danny. Before we get rolling, if somebody could just give me a thumbs up in terms of how is my music today? Is it too loud? Is it not loud enough? Can you hear me? That's my next question. If you're on YouTube, you can give me a little bit of a comment on the side. If you're on Facebook, you can, okay, good. Danny gave me this. That must mean it's all good. I'm going to bring the music a little closer to me just because it jazzes me. The music is not so important today. Again, what's important is the rhythm of your own breath. Okay, so 2 things to think about as we get rolling. Number 1, this is for YouTube. I am using royalty-free music by a company called Movia through their app called Instructor Music, so there should be no issues there. And then in terms of the rest of this, typically speaking, I am a coach first and foremost. I walk amongst all of my participants. I am very touchy-feely. I correct as I go. I look and see what needs help, and I give it help. I can't do that here. So what I need you to do is you need to be your own coach. If it doesn't feel good, I want you to take a break, take time to get water, and then we'll get back to it. Basically, you're on your honor to do this. If you have some things that you would like to go over with me later, feel free to contact me afterwards. I'm happy to work anything through with you that you need. All right, should we get going? So we're going to start seated. Sit comfortably, however that is for you, cross-legged. I find sometimes If my hips are tight, I can start out with my feet together, nice and open. Find those sit bones, sit right on top of them and settle in. Before we do anything else, all we're going to do is take a deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. So do that 3 more times. I want you to close your eyes. Breathe in. And exhale. Two more times. In. Through your mouth. And one last time. Deep breath in. And exhale. As you're exhaling, notice the muscles, the little tight muscles in your face start to release. I want you to think about what is tight today in your body. What are you hanging on today? And just kind of dedicate the next 50 minutes or so to letting go of any of that tenseness. And we'll get started. So soles of your feet together away from your pelvis. Sitting up as tall as you can. That might feel challenging for you for right now, but as we progress through class, that will get easier. Place your hands on your shins. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis and round your back and tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale. Roll back up to sitting. Release the shoulders. Exhale, round back. Inhale up. So just bringing a little bit of life into your vertebra. Exhale, feel your back starting to release and relax. And notice as you come up, all your core muscles need to turn on to stabilize that. And one more time, exhale round. Stay back here for just a second. Feel the deliciousness is happening in your upper back. Shake your head no. And shake your head yes. Let the neck muscles start to wake up a little bit. And now inhale, round back up, vertebra by vertebra. Pull your pelvic floor up. So think about doing a Kegel right there. And take your ears side to side. So a nice slow entry into this world. We're going to be getting movement, a little bigger movement as we go. Starting nice and small right now. And 2 more. Doesn't have to go far. And now you're going to roll your chin down and around and to the side. Try to keep your shoulders very still. One more. Bring your chin center and allow your ears to float right back above your shoulders. Inhale, tense the muscles in your upper back. Make a fist. As you exhale, allow everything to melt and relax. And feel the length of the back of your neck start to open up. Inhale, tense. Exhale, let the residual tension in your neck, your face, melt out of you. And one more time. And make a pact with yourself. Exhale. You're not going to allow any tension to happen here the rest of the class. Place one hand on the ground and reach over to the side. Keep both butt cheeks on the floor. So starting to open up the side of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Over. Doesn't have to be far. We're not really reaching for discomfort yet. That'll come in time. We're just finding a spot where it feels good to move and get all those little tweaks out of us. 4 more. Breathe as deeply as you can. 2 more. And 1 more time. Beautiful. Take your arm out and in front, pull it over and allow your body to rotate with that. Bring it out, over, rotate. So your hips are kind of grounded. Everything is happening from the waist up. You give a little extra pull with that arm, put the shoulder blades together. And 1 more time. Beautiful. And release that, roll your shoulders around and back and down. 2 more. Play in with your hips just a little bit. Support yourself with your hands and just let your knees pull together and open. Stay lifted through the body, building a little lubrication inside your hip joint. And let's do a couple more. And now leave the knees up. Let one leg slide forward and pull the knee back. So opening up through the knee there. Feeling a little relief in the hip flexor as you extend the leg. And one more. Other side. Beautiful. Extend both legs. You can keep a little softness in the knees if you need, or you can feel free to sit with them long. Just make sure the backs of your knees are not pressed against the floor, tightening your quadriceps. I'm going to scoot back. Paying attention to your ankles and your feet just for a second. Press on the balls of your feet. Curl your toes over. Pull your toes back. Press through your heels. Press through the balls of your feet. Curl over. Stay sitting up. You're going to find as we move along, you're going to get a little bit more relaxed. And it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle to keep that good posture going. I want you to insist on that. 2 more. Bring in a little life into those toes. Stay down there. Just wiggle your toes around and now circle your ankles around. And go the other way. And feel how good it feels just to pay attention to your feet and your ankles and your lower leg and shake all that off. All right. Come to your knees. Put your palms together, bring your elbows together, and we're going to roll through the wrists. We will be doing some positions where you are on your hands and knees. And if you've got sensitive wrists, I'll give you options. Go the other way. But I would also say to you that we don't pay enough attention to our wrists either, and so they do get sensitive. So I'll give you some positions that actually might help that. And now let's make a little roller coaster. Try to keep the elbows in still. If you've been on a computer a lot over the last couple of months, which many of us have, go the other way. This is a really important thing to pay attention to. And one more. Shake them out. Beautiful. Okay. Knees stay under the hips. Hands go underneath the shoulders, pressing all 5 fingers on each hand into the ground like you're trying to make a handprint in wet sand. Shoulders are lined up right over those wrists. And what you will find is if you do this, your wrists may not feel the typical sensitivity that they feel. If you need to, you can always go up to the flat of your fist and lengthen your wrist, and you should be okay. Keep the tops of your feet touching the floor. Inhale. Exhale, starting from your pelvis, rounding your back. So you've already done this in that seated position. You should feel nice and easy to do this. Inhale, extend the spine. So getting a little bit deeper now. Exhale, round. Inhale. 2 more times. Pulling your belly button right up underneath your rib cage. Inhale, reaching your chest out and up. 1 more time, exhale, round. Come to neutral, so split the difference. Ears directly over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, and all the natural curves in your back are right where they belong. Feel where that is. Brace your belly. Tuck your toes underneath your feet and just lift your knees for a second. To see what it feels like to have to brace all your muscles to hold your legs slightly off the floor. We'll get back to that later. Untuck your toes, spread your knees out, shift your hips back, walk your hands forward, and shift your shoulders over your fingertips. So we're going to use this exercise right here. It's called a hip rock. We are not holding a position right now. What we're trying to do is open up your range of motion. So that means we've got to do repetitive movement, working through the joints. So wrist, shoulders, hips, knees. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. That should feel so good. Beautiful. Bring the knees back in, come up to your knees, and 1 more time roll through those wrists. We're going to do all of that 1 more time, and then we'll move on. Go the other way. Still maintaining some nice bracing feeling around your body there. Pull your pelvic floor up. Make your little roller coasters. Go the other way. And shake it out. So coming to that all fours position again. This time tuck your toes. Exhale, round your back. Can you push against that big toe joint at the same time? Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, extend the spine. And 2 more. And 1 more time. Split the difference, find your neutral spine. Just feel what that feels like to you. How do I stand in my best posture is what I'm looking for here. And lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Find your downward facing dog. It's a bit of a narrow stance right now, that's okay. Come back down to the ground. Open up your knees, pull your feet together, reach your hands out, and give yourself another set of hip rocks. And notice how your lats have to engage as you shift forward. So yes, we're focusing on the joints, but your muscles are increasingly needing to engage to keep you moving. So you're going to feel the warmth start to build all over your body. 2 more. And 1 more. Beautiful. Come to child's pose. If you have knee issues, stay here. If you don't have knee issues, come to sitting right on top of your heels. Bring your knees together and feel the muscles on the front of your shin, the front of your ankle, and the tops of your feet as they release and relax just a little bit. This is not comfortable for a lot of us. For someone like myself who has very a lot of tightness in my ankles, which affects the rest of my body, I have to spend a little extra loving care here. So sit a couple more breaths. And just try to think about where you're tight. And as you exhale, you'll let those muscles release. Now, tuck your toes. Lift your knees just a little bit and press back against your big toe joint. Just kind of wobble side to side. Interestingly, your big toe joint, if that's all jammed up and tight from your shoes, that affects your ankles. It's all connected, guys, right? And now, release. Come back to all fours. You're going to slide one hand, slide the other hand under, reaching. We're still not really holding any position. And let's go the other way. Big opener for your upper back of your shoulders. Nice little bit of rotation through your spine, which is really good for spine health. Just back and forth. 2 more. And reversing that, come to your hands and your knees. You're going to put one hand behind your head. The other hand has got to push into the floor. Spiral your upper arm into your shoulder joint. Keep pushing down. Reach around, touch your elbow. Inhale, reaching your chest towards the side, reaching your elbow towards the ceiling. And 3 more times. As you rotate up, your stabilizing hand has got to push down. 2 more. So finding a lot of movement in your mid and upper back. Finding a lot of strength in your stabilizing shoulder. 1 more. It feels so good. And release. Let's slide under again, thread the needle. Give your shoulder that was holding you up a little bit of a break. And come to all fours. So, pressing your other hand into the ground, corkscrew your upper arm into your shoulder joint, take your hand behind your head, reach around, touch your wrist if you can, push the hand into the floor, and open up. And rotate in, and up. Couple more. You're going to find one side is always more willing to move than the other. Totally normal. And up. Place both hands down. Move your knees just a little bit more underneath your belly button instead of your hips. Stabilizing for a second, tuck your toes. Press your hands down, corkscrew your arms up into your shoulders, lift your knees. Hold it there. Those of you who take my class regularly know this is called Beast. Stay right there, don't move. Close your eyes if you can. Try to feel all the natural curves in your back. They should stay there. There should be no overemphasis on a rounded upper back. There should be no overemphasis on a flattened lower back. All the natural curves should be right where they belong. Brace the belly up against the spine. Push the hands down hard. And as you notice, as you push into the ground, you're going to feel all those big muscles on your back starting to support you as well. Are you enjoying Beast? Give me one more great big deep breath in. Big exhale. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, shift back into child's pose. And now, leaving your hands out just a little bit, lying down dog. Hips up. Shoulders back. Bend the knees. Shift back. Come back up, tuck your toes. So getting a little bit bigger, moving through those legs. Oh my goodness, deliciousness on the back of the legs. But feel the strength of your shoulders. Couple more. And one more. Stay here for just a moment. And just pedal through your feet. So paying a little loving attention to your ankles, the arches of your feet, your toes. If you can get your heels to the ground, unlike me, please do it. Both heels reach, tailbone reaches up, and come back down. Moving on, come to your knees again. Let's pay a little extra attention to the front of your hip. You're going to slide one leg out. So this is not a huge range of motion. This is a tiny little move. In fact, I'm going to go this way so you can see that. My ankle slightly in front of my knees. I'm going to tilt my pelvis under, squeeze my glute as hard as I can. And wherever that shifts me forward, that's as far as I need to go. I'm going to feel a lot of tension right here. And release. So tiny little tilt and reach and release. As we go forward, we're going to raise our arm today. So just letting the shoulders stay mobilized. Reach. 2 more times. Reach. Drawing up through the belly. 1 more time. You're going to shift forward, reach and hold. Now, you're going to allow, keeping that pelvis tilted, your hips to shift to the side as you reach to the side. Get a good long stretch. All the way up the front of the hip. All the way through the side of the body, send energy through the foot that's in front. And release. Tilt, shift, don't shift to the side this time, and reach to the side. Breathing deeply, and release. Find your down dog again. This time, instead of going into down dog or back into child's pose, let's shift out to plank. Let's Squeeze your glutes. You're going to feel a big difference in the hip that you just stretched out in the tummy. Up. And slide, thinking about the sides of your back, thinking about your lats as they're stabilizing you as you shift into that tummy. 2 more. And 1 more. Drop the knees, shift back. And come on up. Put the other leg in front. So again, tiny little movement, squeeze the glute, shift, tilt the pelvis, and release. We'll do about 5 more. Squeeze, reach. I'm so glad you guys are finding me on Facebook. Squeeze, tilt, release. I gave up on Instagram. And 3 more. And 2. And 1 more time. Holding it here, shift the hips to the side and reach over the other way. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. Keep squeezing that butt cheek. And release. Tilt and rotate. And breathe. One more deep breath in. Big exhale. And 1 more set of those down dogs. Downward dog. Come to plank. 2 more. Downward dog. Come to plank. 1 more. And then for fun, because it's my class, we're going to take 8 counts to bring this plank position down to the ground. Belly button is last. 7, 6, tuck those elbows in. 4, 3, 2, child's pose. Beautiful. Okay, coming to kneeling again. Focusing a little bit on moving through your shoulders and using your upper back muscles. But first, let me turn sideways for you. Find your hinge. So here goes the shoulders over the hips. You've already been working on that. Squeeze your glutes to come back up and feel length through the hip flexion. So let's do 3 more. Down. You gotta really hang on to your belly there. Squeeze and lift. Pull the pelvic floor right up. 2 more. Down. Squeeze and lift. 1 more time, down and hold. So 1 arm is going to make the shape of a letter V, half of a letter V. Come to the ceiling, squeeze your shoulder blade down toward the other, and bring it back. You're going to take your thumb to the ceiling now. My finger is in line with the bottom of my rib cage. Reach through that arm. Bring it back. Keep the back of your neck long. Take it back to that V. Reaching, lengthening, and give yourself a little bit of a posture break. Say, ah. That's a lot of work to hold yourself in that position and come back down. So we're going to do the other arm. Let's go that same pace. Then we're going to speed it up. Y or V. Bring it down. So you're going to be looking at something with your nose, T, about 3 feet away from you. So the back of the neck stays really long. 1 more, back to that V. And down. Squeeze the glutes, come all the way up. Feel the length in the front of the hip as you do that. Finish that out and come back down. Now, 1 arm at a time or 2 arms, a little bit faster. V. T, shoulder blade squeeze. V, up you go. 3 more. V. T. V. And up. 2 more. So your back should feel like it's working because you know what it is. One more. Stay up. Bring your arms 90. We're going to let one arm rotate down. So I'm going to keep my rib cage really still as I muscle into the other direction. Keep the shoulders still. Push back against this palm, this back of the hand, and switch. 4 more. Push. 3 more. 2 more. If you got bony knees like me, I promise we're almost done with this kneeling position. So you're going to collapse down to your heels, bring your hands in front, squeeze back up, thumbs to the back of the room. Pelvic floor pulls up right there. Think of the whole body moving together in coordination, because that's how we move through our daily life. 4 more. And 3 more. One more time. Beautiful. Can you reach over to the side? Push against your thigh. Press this knee down a little bit harder. Keep the ribs still. Switch. 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 4 more. Two more. Bring it center, roll those shoulders around and back and down again. Does it feel a little bit looser than it did 20 minutes ago? It should. Let the arms rotate just a little bit. 2 more. 1 more time. And let's come to sitting. We're going to work on your hips just a little bit more. So feet go wider than your hips, toes point to the ceiling. You can place your hands behind you for a little support. We're going to stay small this first thing. We're going to play chase. One knee goes over, the other knee follows. One knee goes over, the other knee follows. So your hands are just going to kind of rock and roll behind you. We'll get a little bigger with this in a minute. Just building up some lubrication in those hip joints again. And 4. And 3. And 2. Stay right where you are right here. Make that letter S position bigger. Flex your ankles. Take your hand and supported with this hand, reach right over somewhere between the middle of your shin and your ankle. Keep your spine nice and long and come back. And now you're going to take this hand right in front of the knee. I feel this hip say, oh my God. And now let's go behind the knee. So again, somewhere around the ankle, somewhere in front of the knee, somewhere behind the knee. Notice that really stretches you here too. One more time. Ankle-ish. You feel like you're slowly waking up. I find that I feel like I am slowly waking up, which is good news. And release. Go ahead and find your S position on the other side. We'll do that again. Again, one side's going to be way more comfortable in a position than the other. So be gentle in this first position, somewhere in between the middle of your shin and your ankle. And now in front of the knee. And now behind the knee. And let's do that again. ankle, knee, behind the knee. And I think we have one more time. I feel the front hip just saying ah. We're going to stay in this letter S position, nice and wide. You can use your hands for support. You're going to roll inside your hip and come to the other side. So I turn my back from you, just because that's how my body keeps me. I'll turn over a little bit more. Right? So rolling side to side. Let your butt cheek lift up. Make it a little bit bigger. Right back into that little hip stretch. And let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it center. Slide those feet together. Inhale. Exhale, just lay over the tops of your legs. Inhale. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor up and bring yourself up vertebra by vertebra one more time. You feel that whole stretch ripple up your back. Beautiful. So bringing the knees in, releasing them open, bringing them in, releasing them open, bringing them in, leave them in, and slide them out in front of your hips. Tighten your quads as much as you can. Support yourself if you need to. The more you tighten your quads, the more you're going to notice the back of your knee not touching the ground, and that's fine. This should feel, reach out, distinctly different than it did at the beginning of class already. Tighten the quads a little bit more. Bring your fingertips down on the floor. Hinge from the hip like we practiced on our knees. Keep your spine very long. Reach your hands forward. Look over the second and third toe. And come back out. So your job is to keep your spine long. Hinge and pull against the floor. And come back up. And let's do 2 more. Hinge and pull. And come back up. And one more time. Pull one knee to your chest. Pull the other knee to your chest. And alternate. Keep the belly pulled back up against the spine. Keep the pelvic floor pulled up. Keep the spine very long. Having to stabilize through the spine to hold it still. One more each side. I'm going to come to the ground for you. Pull both knees to your chest. Face knee on the ground. Bringing your knees right by your chest. This hand is on your shoulder. This hand underneath can be on top of your thigh. You're going to bring your elbow to the floor in front of you. You're going to open your chest to the ceiling and reach your elbow to the back corner behind you. As you do this, abs pull you forward, back muscles release you back. If you feel like you can do it without straining through your shoulder, you can lengthen that arm and back. Ideally, you try to get both shoulder blades on the ground. Delicious opening of the chest, front of the shoulder. Feel your hips, your obliques. Tons of stuff happening here. 2 more. Last one, let's hold. And just breathe. And notice on the exhale, stay right where you are. Notice on the exhale, anything that you're holding on to, anything that's really tight is going to have an opportunity to release and relax. You want to make use of that exhale. Exhale through your mouth. Nobody can hear you. Sigh it out. One more deep breath in. Big exhale. And tighten the belly. Bring yourself to facing your knees. Push yourself back up in that S position, and let's pay attention here to this hip flexor. So, pressing the hip forward and reaching back behind you. And release. So hips go up, you reach. I know some of you like a little effort, so if you want to, hips can go off the ground, support yourself with your hand, and release. The whole idea is to make it feel really good right there. 2 more. And 1 more time. You've kind of done a whole circuit around this hip. Bring both knees together, slide them out, see how that feels. Sit up tall, bring them in. And facing me again with your head in the other direction. Laying down. Hand on the thigh, hand on the shoulder, and bring your elbow in front of you. Work your shoulder blade down to the ground behind you. If you feel you can, on the way back, you can open the arm out, look at your fingertips. Let's do a couple more. Coming forward, opening back. One more time. And hold. So remember your hand can stay on your shoulder. You don't want your arm to be floating around in midair. Pull the belly button toward the ribcage. Let your hip bone reach down away from the hip ribcage. You want a little length right there. Breathing in. Breathing out. Roll the face of your knees. Come up and take that top leg behind you. So again, we're in this letter S. One last time. You're going to press this hip forward and release. As you press forward, you're going to reach and release. Squeeze this glute. If you want to, because you like a little effort, you can come up to your shin. Let's do 3 more. One more time. Come around. Soles of the feet together. Drape your body over your thighs. And breathe. Tailbone down. Rounding up. So again, you should feel like it's getting increasingly easier and easier just to sit up in a nice tall position. So focusing a little bit more on your hips, I want you to roll down to your back. Feet are by your bum, pressing into the ground. I want both sides of the balls of your feet and your heels pushing down equally, like 2 tripods pressing into the ground. Elbows dig into the ground as well. Make your arms strong. As your hips squeeze, your hips are going to lift and your elbows are going to dig into the ground like you are trying to make 2 little holes beside your body into the ground with those elbows. Notice the postural muscles have to turn on if you do that. Squeeze your glutes and lift those hips just a little bit more. Feeling like here, release. Exhale, lift. Release. Exhale, lift. Keep going. This is not a yoga bridge where your back is arched. Your back moves as one piece, and I want you to focus on the squeeze of those glutes and the elbows going down. That's all. So we're not trying to get a big, lovely arch. Up. And 3 more. Up. 2 more. Last one. Up. And put it down. Bring one knee to your chest. Take it out to the corner. Pull it up toward your ear. Tailbone is heavy. If you can get your foot to the ceiling, do it. Take your hand to the inside of the thigh and press the knee down towards the floor. Release. Other knee to your chest, toward your armpit or your ear. Foot goes up if you'd like. Press against your thigh. And release. Both knees up. Tailbone down. Belly button towards your rib cage. Out towards your ears. If you'd like to, feet toward the ceiling, pressing down. Rock side to side. Bring the knees back into the middle of your chest, and roll to your side, come to sitting. We're going to end on our belly. So rolling over. Toes reach away from you. Like somebody is pulling you from across the room on your belly and you're resisting. So your quadriceps have to be tight. Your feet are active. Put your elbows underneath your shoulders and press your fists into the floor. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Feel a nice expansiveness on the front of your body. Squeeze your glutes and feel the work that's happening in your back. Pull up in your pelvic floor. Let your palms face the floor now. Without movement in your hips, can you let one arm reach? We'll bring it back down. Stabilizing through all your entire core. That's your back of your body, front of your body, your shoulders, your hips. Try to keep those hips very still. Two more. And for a second, child pose. Hold here for a second now. If you're having a hard time getting your butt on your heels, open your knees up. If you'd like to, you can put your forehead on your fist, or you can leave your arms extended because you're really stretching through your lats then. One more deep breath in. Big exhale. And walk back out, propped up on your elbows. This time, drop your chin to your chest and look forward. Keep pressing the shoulders down. Keep squeezing your glutes. Keep reaching through your toes. So again, this should feel a little bit looser than it did at the beginning of the class. One more. And press back in your child's pose. Look up. Walk your hands to the corner. You want to reach directly out from your shoulder. Look up. Other corner. Bring it center, touch your toes, find that downward facing dog. Assess, how does that feel now? Let your hips sway side to side. Bring them center, walk your hands into your feet. Bend your knees and slowly round up. Roll the shoulders. Take your feet wide, toes are forward. Feel that lateral reach from a standing position. Rib cage together. Drive your feet energetically through the floor. And inhale. You go the other way. You should feel like you've got a lot more reach now. A lot more movement through the shoulders, through the hips. A lot more strength through the core. And one more. Breathe center. Hinge. Reach down the middle of your inner thighs. Sit down. And now begin to round up, vertebra by vertebra. Drive your feet into the ground. Shoulder rolls up. It should feel like it's so easy to stack everything back on top of the neck. Sit down. Drop those hips. And begin to round up. Send energy through the floor with your feet. One more time, hinge. Sit down. And round up. Support if you need it. Give me a shoulder roll. One hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. We're going to take 4 more breaths together. On your inhale, your belly hand is the one that you're going to allow to move because you are filling your entire lung. So inhaling through your nose, 4, 3, 2, hold. Exhale, 4, 3, and notice your belly moving back up against your spine. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. Inhale, 4, 3, 2. On your exhale, through your mouth and notice all of the residual tension just melting out of your body. One more time. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Before you go anywhere, drop your hands. Just take a little bit of an inventory. How do you feel? How does your brain feel? How do your shoulders feel? What about your hips, your spine, your wrists, your ankles? How's your emotional state right now? What I hope for you is that you feel a little looser, a little lighter than you did an hour ago. One of the lessons that I'm learning while we're in this sort of lockdown state is I now have more time to plan for things. And what tends to happen is then I get a little overly complex. So today was all about just letting it flow as it was going to flow. And I'm hoping that you were happy to come for my ride. I'm glad to see all of you. I am taking a break. I will not be here Friday or the following Tuesday for our long weekend, but then I will be back for week from Friday with total body conditioning. I do believe that I'm going to continue to stream on Facebook instead of Instagram just because it seems to be trouble-free. And I will keep it up on YouTube as well. Look for more things coming out. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. If you're on YouTube, if you can make a little comment for me so that I know that you're here, that would be so awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Shelly. I'm so good. I'm so glad, Christy. I'm really glad, Christy. Thank you, Myra. Me too. Thank you, Catherine. Have a great day. Thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, my goodness. Have a wonderful day, guys.